Yeah. They will be featuring and then turn colors in the fall. And another way is if you count the leaves on compound leaf, will also help you see identification. We have many different because for example, will have 9 compound leaves. So it'll have a set of 4 going up the integral, and then 1 at the very top. That's not magnolia, that is
It's that one.
right.
Okay.
You mean the pink one or the white one?
The white one.
Sometimes you forget names and then maybe 2 hours from now,
yeah.
like, oh, dang
I
it.
just call everything that flowers when the magnolias flower magnolia.
There's one that looks kind of similar to that when it blooms, it smells like rotten. And they plant it all over North Carolina.
That's right.
Is it a hawthorn? I'm not sure.
Yes, I've heard. So now I'm going to go look that up and I'll know what to do.
It is a pear tree, is it? A pear tree, sounds like that. Yeah, and I think
It's a what tree?
pear tree.
Oh.
Now you see why I say it's hidden. And then the reason why it's planted back here. Right in front of this is the Florida, which is the flowering dogwood tree. It's very popular down in the south. Unfortunately, it doesn't favor too well for us up in this environment, in our Nebraska environment. That's why this location is perfect for it. It has created a microclimate for the tree to thrive successfully.
So it doesn't require that much sun or watering?
No, it just needs a lot of protection from the elements, like the sun and the wind and things like that. It's very easy to identify because it produces a classic dogwood leaf, which what I mean is whenever the leaves are full and immature, it will have an entire margarine, and what that means is it will be smooth all the way around it and be very deeply veined with I want to say about 5 to 6 deep veins running up it. It looks kind of like a ripple in a satin dress, so it's very easy to see. The flowers start to show in April. They will be about 1/4 inch side and have 4 petals, kind of like in the shape of a cross if you're familiar with the flowering dogwood. So it's nice to sneak back here every once in a while and see what's going on.
What that branch right there is just straight down. Is that normal to that tree or is that just...
That's a funky branch. it's a rebel. So usually you'd want to prune the ones that hang down, And then I'm gonna sneak by ya. I don't think that's right. I think I got about 10 minutes left where you might be taking over. Okie dokie.
10 minutes left with the tour, you mean?
No, she's losing her voice.
Oh, you should have heard me yesterday. It was awful.
What's wrong with your voice?
I got laryngitis because I had a terrible sinus infection.
It's a terrible sinus infection, you mean?
It's been
Oh.
in the horticulture department because we've all
Ooh.
been in the city.
Okay, we are going to cross. So I I don't require you to hold hands, I just require you to pay attention. I guess I kind of just followed the yellow brick road, but in front of us right here is the Zelkova serrate. Now this is a tree I definitely had no idea about before being introduced to this course.
You mean that tree or this one?
The one right in front. I go across, but sometimes the traffic goes around. The one thing about this tree is it gets its scientific name, serrata, because the leaves are highly serrated, which means it's very toothy around the margin.
Is that Latin or Greek?
It's sometimes the scientific names are a mixture of both. So I don't speak Latin and I sure ain't Greek.
What was that S word
so
you
we'll say
said?
both Latin and Greek. This is I don't know if I told you the common name, but it's the Japanese Zelkova, and one of the most beautiful things about
Zelkova,
this
how do you spell that?
Zelkova. The beautiful thing about this tree is as it matures, it gets this nice exfoliating bark, as you can see, with an orangish type tint to it. And then trees will possess lenticels, which is basically chambers where gases can exchange throughout the tree, and those lenticels turn this beautiful orange. So it's a nice specimen tree to have. And as it gets older, it gets more prominent. It will have a nice, almost vase-like shape to it and get about 80 feet tall. Oh yes, go to that meeting. In front of us we have another maple. This is the Amur maple, also Acer renala.
The what maple?
Amur.
How do you spell that word?
A-M-U-R.
French?
I don't know. The one most loved feature of this tree is its flowers, which are starting to bud out, will be very fragrant and very nice to smell. The blooms will be white to yellow, small and kind of puffy. And it can bloom anywhere from April through May, depending on the weather. Its leaf shape itself allows it to be easily identified, because unlike other maples that are very hand-like, this one has two little sidekicks and one long leaf in the front, so it's a very distinct shape. So if you go, oh, that tree smells good, what is it? Look for, I call it the happy dog tongue. Okay. So that's one way to remember it. Yeah. It might be a little raw, but but yes, it's good for street plantings and things like that, because
and the fragrance?
Yes,
the scent?
Absolutely.
What'll it smell like?
I don't sweet, just fragrant, floral. Dang it, the tree is gone. Okay, we'll go with this one.
What tree is gone?
The one that I really wanted to show you with it. It's a Prunus virginiana, which is a choke cherry. It can be either a very maroon foliage or a green. I believe this is one of our choke cherries. It doesn't look like it's doing so good. If you look straight at that piece where the bark looks scarred.
You mean the purple one?
Yes. It's got holes in it, and that's insect damage. So that's too bad.
Is that termite, or do you know?
Borers.
Borers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're probably attacking the deadwood right now.
Emerald borers?
Insect borers.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, but choke cherries are, well, cherry trees in general are very popular tourist attractions.
But are vulnerable to insect attack?
Just depends on the tree, not necessarily. This one's just kind of cranky. Now, there's a place called Macomb, Georgia, that 600,000 people will travel to yearly to see that it's 240,000 different plantings of cherry trees. So if you can imagine 240,000 cherry trees in one spot, it's like going to Washington times 100. Yeah. And we're almost done, but
Ooh, bless you.
Now, when you're on campus and you happen to be in this area, pay attention to that tree right there. It is a Prunus virginiana. It is not that. It is the Coloratura. I'm terrible at pronouncing that name. Paniculata, which is also known for the golden rain tree. It gets its name because it has beautiful yellow flowers that are panicle and cast down it. And many people say it looks like the tree is raining golden flowers. So once the flowers have done their deed and started producing fruit, the fruit will be seen in a paper lantern kind of like shape that will persist throughout the winter. So it's ornamental again throughout the seasons.
Oh, wow. When does it start to bloom?
It blooms in July. Okay. Yeah.
In the summer?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now I know I'm not been having these It's like I'm still grabbing.
It's also a fun fact that my daughter likes, so I like to share this with people, is that if you hang a birdhouse in a tree, it will not move up the tree as the tree grows. The reason for that, which she thinks is so cool, is trees will pretty much grow from the top. So where you place it is where it's good.
Never realized that.
Yeah, I mean the silly things you don't think about. It's like, oh. Now, what we're looking at is our ginkgo biloba, also known as our ginkgo. Now, the really good thing about the ginkgo is it's a deciduous conifer, which is, we don't have very many deciduous conifers around here, so it's taken an evolutionary step to survive. Now, there will be male trees and female trees. I don't think in the nurseries they sell female trees anymore because apparently they have a horrid smell to them. However, the fruit that they produce is a lot in Asian cuisine, so the Asians like the female ones. I'm not trying to be cultural specific, but that's where it started. Now, the leaves are actually needles that have fused together. So whenever you see, like if you see like a mohole that has a ginkgo leaf on it, that all those little lines are actually fused pine needles. Yeah, pretty cool. And this tree is very old. It's from the Jurassic period. So you're looking at a very dated, hardy tree that survived our okay. Now, we will go this way and up. Now, if you're a homeowner or planning to be a homeowner, there have been studies that have shown that healthy trees in the landscape will increase your property value by like 27%. So money really does grow on trees. Unfortunately,
How is that so?
If you have trees that aren't doing so hot.
Catherine?
Yes.
How does money grow on trees?
It can increase your property value up to 27% if you have a healthy tree. So,
Okay.
pretty cool. Like I was saying, it swings both ways. If you have not so happy trees,
Catherine,
the opposite. Yes.
how do you move graffiti from a tree? Because I have a
Most of the graffiti
because I have a green X spray painted on one of my trees in my yard.
did you do it or did somebody from the city do it? Because usually
Someone else did it. I don't know who.
Usually the X's are somebody from the city signifying that they either have to remove that tree or monitor that tree. So that's something that, you know, the best bet is to call the city itself to see, hey, what's painted on my trees? We have over 5,000 different products that are made from our trees alone. So our trees are keeping us healthy, so it's very important that we make sure to pass on the tradition and help them out too. One of the most commonly known things is aspirin. Aspirin comes from the bark of a willow. So,
Not very medicinal.
aspirin, yeah, it's very medicinal. It helps with
Headaches.
Yep, and everything like that. So, another thing is a large tree can lift 100 gallons of water from the ground and pull it up through the tree and disperse it to its leaves in a day. That's a lot.
What kind of tree does that?
A large tree, any large tree. This is also known as transevaporation, which means it's going through the leaves. Another good thing about the way trees redirect the water, if for every 5% that a community plants, it will help control rainwater runoff up to 2%. Okay. So, where are we at? We're going to go up this way. I'm just trying to take the best path instead of trekking all through this wet, freshly grown stuff.
We can stop it here. It's up to you. I mean, you've done a great job.
We are almost done. I mean, we got just a couple more. Yeah, we only got just a couple. Yeah. But there's definitely some I want to see. Okay. If you have time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I actually have a question. So I don't know what this was, but I went on a tour and this gentleman told us about this piece that they made with this sort of tree. Put it on babies and they were able to stop the business. Oh, have you ever heard of that? No. Never heard of that. In our culture? No, it wasn't. It was a small tropical. Panamanian, yes. I lived in Panama whenever I was 3 and I had a Panamanian nanny, and they have definitely different traditions. Yeah.
So, Catherine?
Yes.
So, because the water gets used up by the canopies, the quality of soil is poor?
No, usually it's useful to have that tree get that excess water out of the soil. There's lots of different soil types. As long as the tree helps the soil from being compact, which helps with many, many different things. With those being tropical trees, we have so many different medicines alone that come out of the tropic region.
Like coffee and chocolate?
We got this one right here.
Like coffee and chocolate?
Yeah, exactly. Or vanilla. Those are orchids. So this is one of the
Larry pear. Iris Colorana.
And
The Colorado pear is very popular. Pyramidal shape and it's profuse white spring bloom. So that was the one we walked under that smelled really good and was similar.
I'm sorry, what tree is that?
Larry pear.
calorie pear.
I'm not smelling a whole lot on this one.
And that's not either. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's a different cultivar.
Oh, yeah.
So the landscape tree, this very popular landscape tree, has spring white blooms that grace the tree in April. The white corms?
Corms, yep.
Is that the rounded?
See how they're
Like that. The white corms will then develop into small clusters of ornamental pears. Oh, so that are only eaten by wildlife. That is, if the wildlife is desperate enough to eat this bitter, hard fruit.
Okay.
So they're not good to eat, but it's a pretty.
And then
This is interesting. You've inspired me to take classes. Well, they're not required for my degree, but I feel like I shouldn't leave the campus without the knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I'm a small market farming major.
We're going to take a short trip here to see one of the coolest plants we've ever seen. People don't think that it's terrible.
She's got some great steroids.
I feel really buff. Oh, yeah, that was
Well, you probably are. Of our Nebraska conditions. It will do well after
How is that so?
It's similar to the Himalayan climate. Himalaya can get cold, so this can tolerate our cold. It will do well after harsh winters and can handle our heat even. It's closely related to the white pine. Its distinguishing characteristics are its 5 to 6 inch long needles that are bent to give it a weeping appearance. So it has this weeping.
It's like spider legs.
It's like a weepy pine. The cones are long and curved, and each pine has a unique look to their cones, which aid in the identification of the species. These cones are often used as decorative, aren't they? Isn't that, yeah.
For Christmas?
Yeah, Dougie, can you kind of recognize that? They're kind of more elongated.
Yeah. So this is only a touch of what we have out on the campus. It's fun to walk around, and if you have any questions, you can always ask one of the horticulture people. They're, I'm sure they're willing to help.
Todd Morrissey.
Todd Morrissey is a great resource.
How do we know if he's available?
Usually he'll have his schedule set somewhere, and so you can ask somebody what days are best for him.
Or you could just always email him, and then I'm sure he'll email you when he's available.
The technology plate.
Yes.
I chose to dig in the dirt so I didn't have to work with the computer.
Exactly.
But yeah, those are fun facts and just a little bit of the campus. So, any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
When you get home, make sure you drink some, tea with that for that voice.
This is the shortened version because we could have gone all
I'm sure. Yeah.
around.
Well, thank you guys both so much. We just do appreciate it. Absolutely.
And then another one that I can walk you to because it was so far away. If you have a chance, try to find a European birch. It's kind of close to the culinaries. It's very distinguished by its white bark.
Okay,
and
yeah.
It's and it almost looks like a weeping willow with white bark. It's very gorgeous.
Okay.
And it's right in front of the ACA?
No, there's if you go out of the parking lot to the culinary and you take your left to get back onto
Sorensen?
you can, it's and it's back there because of Michael Pine.
Oh,
That's
okay.
its most cool.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much.
I will probably volunteer for next year since I'm already there.
Okay.
And I was just mentioning to Sarah, it might be cool to do something on an app or on a phone so that anybody can take a walking tour when they're...
Oh, we have a digital map of the campus trees. Only downfall to that is we spend so many
I'm sorry, what tree did you say stinks really bad?
Hawthorn. That's rotting.
Kind of like the Cali flower. When does it start to emit that smell? Is that why they had to remove it?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
The tour over.
The tour is done.
Great.